liman amana. So this was the translation of the verse we were discussing. The chiefs of his people who were arrogant said to the weakened, to those of them who believed, are you sure that Salih is a messenger from his Lord? This is surely we believe in what we believe in what he has been sent with it. Remember, we were discussing this. Salih alayhi salam was the messenger that was sent to the people of Samud, right? And this I told you is today is called Hagar. In English is Hagar, but in the Quran, Ashabul Hijri. These are the people who built these beautiful graves, mausoleums, etc., in the sandstone mountains. And outside Medina, if you proceed towards the Jordanian border, then you will find it on that road. So, speaking about this same people here, um, what Allah is explaining. So, when they came with the message, then just open it there, right? The normal, the powerful people, they were saying that قال الملأ الذين استكبروا من قومه للذين استضعفوا. The proud people said, the chiefs of people who were arrogant said to the weakened people. So those who are clued up with the Arabic language, قال الذين استكبروا, that is in the active voice. There's those people who they became proud. Active means they done in action. And استضعفوا, those who are considered weak. So in Tafsir al-Kathir, Imam Razi has said, at this place, the Holy Quran identifies two qualities of these two groups. The quality or trait of the disbelievers was mentioned in the active voice. So istakbaru is active voice, were arrogant, while the quality or state of the believers was identified to the passive. They were considered weak. It indicates that the condition of the disbelievers, that they were arrogant, uh, was what they chose to do at their own discretion, which was questionable and blameworthy, and which finally became the cause of their punishment. As for the quality and the state of the believers, which these people put as weak and low, it was something said by the disbelievers. So interesting thing here, for those who know Arabic, they will be able to pick up the difference. I hope those who don't know Arabic can pick up. He's saying that they were proud. That means they were proud. That means first voice saying they done something themselves. It was not done to them. So this shows that they chose this. It was their own choice. Then Allah Ta'ala speaks, those that were considered weak. Means they never choose to be the weak and downtrodden, but they were considered by the people to be weak. You understand what I'm saying? You see how the different sighas, the majhul sigha and the ma'ruf sigha, how it gives the benefit of a different meaning. So they were proud. It means they chose it. Not they were considered to be pride. Sometimes maybe you are not proud, but you are considered to be pride. Maybe you are a humble person, but you do something, but somebody misreads you. Somebody misinterprets you. They think you are proud, but in fact, you are not a proud person. Are you with me? So same thing they say here, that these people were proud, especially they came in the active voice, but you say the first person, those people, they were considered to be weak. In other words, those people, the rich people, the arrogant people, the people of money, they considered these people to be weak, but in fact they were not weak, because if they to lift up their hands to Allah Ta'ala and they to pray, then the answer, the du'as would be answered. So he's saying their description had nothing to do with the actual state and quality of the believer, something which should be considered blameworthy in any manner whatsoever. In fact, blameworthy are those who call them weak. So they are weak. You think I'm weak, but I'm not weak, right? After that comes a dialogue which is between these two groups, where the believers say to the believers, are you sure it's so? So they said now, the proud people those people who the arrogance had stopped them from accepting the truth. So many times your power, your might, it causes you to become arrogant, and it becomes an impediment from you to accept the truth. Hence he was saying, قال الملأ الذين استكبروا للذين استضعفوا لمن آمن منهم أتعلمون أن صالحا مرسل. Are you sure that Salih is a messenger? After that comes the dialogue which has got between these two groups, where the believers said to the disbelievers said to the believers, are you sure that Salih is a messenger from his Lord? The reply given by the believers was, surely we believe in what has been sent to him, as we have seen and have recognized. We have no doubt. The famous Tafsir Kashaf says, What an eloquent answer was given by the believers from the people of Thamud when they said, all this debate of yours, is he a messenger of Allah Ta'ala or is he not? Is just not worth debating. In fact, this is obvious, foregone and certain. So they saw the signs. They saw that this is a righteous person. That before he made this call, he never speak lies. He never speak lies. So what would cause him to lie now against Allah Ta'ala? And then they saw the message that he was giving. It was a message. Remember when Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam made his appearance and he started calling towards Allah Ta'ala. So when people inform there's a person here that he claims he's a messenger, so the first thing they said, what is he calling to? What is he calling to? He said he calls us to join family ties. He calls us to do good to our parents. He tells us to assist the wayfarer. He tells us to not to ascribe partners. So when they saw, they said, but this is a good message. This is it's a noble message. A person that has got a gharz, he got his own objective. He's doing things for his own things. He won't be making this call. He won't be making this call. So from the character of the person, I'm almost finished here. From the character of the person, who he was an honest, uprighteous person, and he spoke the truth even before Islam. Remember, I told you this very interesting. I love the story. So I always quote it. When uh, Heracle was in Sham, and then he heard that a person is calling out, to claim prophethood. He said, is there anybody here from this area where this person claimed prophet? I want to speak to them. Then he asked him about 10 or 15 questions. And one of the questions he asked is, tell me, does this person, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that claimed prophet, did he ever speak a lie before? He said, no, he never speak a lie. He's known as Al-Amin. So anyway, he asked, we'll do it inshallah when we do Bukhari Sharif, if people are still around, inshallah. Our sickly boys, if they're still around. So he asked him, look here. So then after he gave all the questions, he gave the answers, he gave the reason, the wisdom behind it. He said, the reason why I asked if he is a truthful person, because look here, if a person is not brave enough to speak a lie with regards to everyday activities, then he will never lie against Allah Ta'ala. And say that Allah Ta'ala has made me a messenger. And so I'm saying, so to lie against Allah Ta'ala is a great thing because you say Allah Ta'ala has made me a messenger. Allah Ta'ala sent me. Who are you lying against? Who are you attributing a lie to? You are attributing a lie to the Creator, Al-Khaliq, Al-Wahid, Al-Qahar. So you say, I asked you, is this an honest person? Or is it this honest person? You told me it's an honest person. So a person who is honest with regards to simple everyday things, what a grad to a 10 rand, what a 20 rand. If he's honest with that, why will he then fabricate people? They saw that sincere people saw that this is the honest man. His whole life he spoke the truth. His whole life he spoke the truth. He never speak a lie. And the message he's bringing, it is a sincere message. It is not loaded. Like you say, they say you must donate so much thousand to the mosque now. You must donate so much thousand to the madrasa. You must give so much to the church, and then you will be successful, and then you will go to heaven. This guy here is not right, man. You can see he just wants to line his pockets. So his message was sincere, and he was an honest person. There's no reason to doubt him. So that's what he said. That all of this debate of yours is useless. And equally said is that is what he says the message brought from Allah. If there's anything worth talking about here, it is who believes in him and who does not. So as for us, praise be to Allah, we believe in every word of guidance brought by him. But even this eloquent answer could not soften the disbelieving people of the Thamud. So what a beautiful answer he gave these people. But this was not enough to impress them. This was not enough to impress them. They countered back cold and arrogantly, saying that they rejected what they had accepted. He said, what you accept, we reject it. We don't accept it. The lust of worldly life is merciless. They say here, this crazy desire for the dunya that you must amass things, it is merciless. It will destroy you. It will destroy you. So, but even this eloquent answer could not soften the disbelieving of Thamud. They countered back coldly and arrogantly, saying that they rejected what they had, what the believers had accepted. The lust of a worldly life is merciless. So is the toxic elation of having wealth and power. So when you have power, and you have wealth, and it is not brought under the control of Islam and Sharia, it will have an intoxicating effect on you. May Allah keep us all protected, for they become invisible curtains before human eyes, which could not let those seeing eyes see the obvious. So this, many a time, this wealth, etc., becomes a curtain by which you cannot see the truth. So this one more verse, قال الملأ الذين استكبروا من قوم الذين يستضعفون لمن آمن منهم أتعلمون أن صالحا مرسل من ربه قال لا استكبروا إنا بالذي آمنتم به كافرون. We just believe in what you are saying, right? فأقروا الناقة. So I tell you, this verse here, قال الذين استكبروا إنا بالذي آمنتم به كافرون. They were arrogant and said, surely we just believe in what you believe. We do not accept. Your answer is not plausible to us. Then the next verse say, فأقروا الناقة وعتوا عن أمر ربهم وقالوا يا صالح ائتنا بما تعدنا إن كنت من المرسلين. What they done? Then they slaughtered the she-camel and defied عتوا عن أمر ربهم, and they defied the command of their Lord and said, Oh Salih, bring us what you threaten us with if you are one of the messengers, right? So it has appeared in previous verses that the dua of Sayyidina Salih alayhi salam, it appears that the dua of Sayyidina Salih alayhi salam had made a big rock open up in the nearby mountain, through which an extraordinary she-camel had come out. So we done this before also, that they asked Salih alayhi salam for a miracle. They asked Salih for a miracle, and Salih made dua, and then the earth, the rock split open, and from there came a she-camel, right? That's called the Naqah, right? Like all the prophets, they had their miracles to show that they are not ordinary men, they are men of God, etc. So this was his sign to show he was a man of God, he was not an ordinary person. Then Allah Ta'ala had made the she-camel the last trial for those people, as she drank up all the water from the well, which was used by the people and the animals of the locality for their needs. Therefore, Salih alayhi salam had fixed terms, a day for the she-camel and another for the people of the area. So one of the trials by which they supposed to exercise sabr is Allah Ta'ala made it as such that this camel had a huge appetite. She had a huge thirst. She had a big thirst. And they knew now, they saw that this is a miraculous camel, that this camel was a result of their dua that came out of the rock. So now it was necessary, this camel came upon their request. So they supposed to exercise patience, but they were not ready to exercise patience. So Salih has said, okay, what we'll do is, one day all your camels can drink, because remember the water comes slowly from the veins in the ground. And one day our camel will drink, right? One day this camel of Allah Ta'ala will drink. And that too was too much for them. The people of Thamud were in trouble because of the she-camel. They wished she would somehow die, but they did not dare to do themselves, lest they are hit by some divine punishment. So they saw this camel of Salih alayhi salam, this divine miracle, as a threat, because it was utilizing all the resources, but they knew at the same time, because they saw it's the miraculous camel, they were afraid. But Satan had unlimited array of weapons. One of his deadliest strategy of deception, which makes humans beings surrender whatever sense and sensibility they have, is the trial to which is through women. So two beautiful damsels from the people of Thamud threw a wager. Whoever kills the she-camel could take us or anyone from amongst our girls to become his own. So two ladies came under the spell of Shaitan. Shaitan used them. Shaitan influenced them, and he used them and said, look here, if any, so Shaitan wanted to create dissension, he want to create problem. And what he does, he uses إِنَّمَا أَمْوَالُكُمْ وَأَوْلَادُكُمْ فِتْنَةً النِّسَاءُ حَبَائِلُ الشَّيْطَانِ. He influences him. Look here, as an enticement, whoever is ready to kill this camel, which is a problem for us, this camel, which is utilizing our resources and decreasing the drinking water of our camels, that whoever is brave enough, then we are the prize. We are the prize. So they came under the influence of Shaitan. So two young men from Thamud called Mista and Qadhar, all drunk with the rosy prospect, went out to kill the she-camel. They hid themselves behind a big rock and waited for the she-camel to pass by them on his usual route. When the she-camel appeared before them, Misda hit her with an arrow, and Qadhar hamstrung her by cutting the legs with his sword. Thus they killed the she-camel. As others said, فَعَقَرُوا النَّاقَةَ فَعَقَرُوا النَّاقَةَ. The Holy Quran calls this person the most cruel and wretched from amongst the people of Thamud, when the one most wicked of them was seen, incited to kill her, because that was what brought more punishment on the people of Thamud. Sayyidina Salih alayhi salam, after he found the sheep camel has been killed, told his people, as divinely commanded, that they have only 3 days to live. So as Salih knew that this is the red line, that they were disobeying Allah, they were disobeying His Rasul, and now they went to such an extent they killed this camel. So Salih said, now you have crossed the red line. أنتم تجاوزتم الخط الأحمر. You now it's dangerous. So he said, تمتعوا في داركم ثلاثة أيام. Now you can enjoy for 3 days. After 3 days, you're going to be destroyed. Right? تمتعوا فيهم ذلك وعد غير مكذوب. That is, enjoy yourself in your home for 3 days after the punishment is coming. That is a promise not going to be false. But when the undoing of a people becomes due, no advice or warning works. This is what happened with these wretched people. Even the very honest counsel of Sayyidina Salih did not produce the desired effect. So as they said, their hearts were sealed. It did not have any effect upon him. In turn, they started making fun of him by challenging him as to how and from where would the punishment come and what would the signs of its coming be. So they start mocking, where's the punishment? You said now we're going to get punished. We still to see the punishment. So Salih said, you want signs? So hear this. Tomorrow on Thursday, your faces will turn dark yellow. Men, women, the young and the old, no one will remain exempted. Then the day after tomorrow, Friday, all faces will turn dark red. And on Saturday, the third day to come, all faces will turn jet black. And this day will be the last day of your life. Despite having heard what was said, these wretched people, rather than repent and seek forgiveness, decided that they better kill Salih alayhi salam. So still after getting the firm instruction or a firm warning, instead of turning towards Allah Ta'ala, what they done? They still continued with their disobedience. They could have made tawbah. The logic was, if he's true and the punishment is to come to us, why should they not finish him first before the punishment comes to finish him? And he's a liar, then let him have his punishment for lying. So they thought, if this man, if he's true, then he must also get punished. And if he's lying, he must also get punished. So let's punish him, right? So the intention of the people of Thamud is mentioned in details at other places in the Quran. Under the unanimous verdict of the Thamudites, some of them went to the house of Salih alayhi salam with the intention of killing him. But so they went to Salih's house and they wanted to kill him, right? But as Allah Ta'ala would have it, they were killed by a hail of rocks while still on their way. Says the Quran, وَمَكَرُوا مَكْرًا وَمَكَرْنَا مَكْرًا وَهُمْ لَا يَشْكُرُونَ. That is, they made a plan and we made a plan and they were not aware. When came the morning of Thursday, then it's stated by Sayyidina Salih, the faces of all of them turned as yellow, as if painted with a deep yellow color. And exactly as Salih had been predicted, the next day their faces appeared to be yellow as it was painted by a yellow color. And in fact, the wrath, the first sign of this coming of punishment should prove true. Here now, the prediction of Salih salam proved itself to be true, but still they will remain unrepentant. Yet those tyrants were not to be mellowed enough to believe in Allah and desist from the wrongdoings. In fact, their wrath on Salih salam increased all the more, and everyone started running around to find him and kill him. So instead of turning to Allah Ta'ala and repenting, they took out the anger on Salih. You were the cause of this. But he wasn't the cause. He was only the messenger. So in fact, the wrath on Salih increased all the more. And everyone started running around to find him and kill him. May Allah Ta'ala protect everyone from his wrath. For that too has its signs which turns hearts and minds upside down. So in other words, the anger of Allah Ta'ala also, when it settles upon a person, he can't think straight. Sometimes you see some people doing some stupid things. They're doing funny things. And you wonder, but this person, like, where was his mind? How can he do such a stupid thing? How could he do such a daring thing? How could he do such a daring thing? And how could doesn't he know that this is, and so here's the answer. The answer is that this is sometimes when the anger of Allah Ta'ala settles on a person, he loses his intellect, he loses his rationality. So these people here, they couldn't think that Salih is not the person, Salih is only the warner. It is Allah Ta'ala is sending this. We need to turn to Allah Ta'ala, but their mind couldn't fathom that. So this is the effect of the anger of Allah Ta'ala. May Allah protect everyone from his wrath, for that too has his sides, which turns hearts and minds upside down. When people start taking the gain as the loss, and the loss as the gain, and the good is bad, and the bad is good. So when you lose your rationality, and at last came the second day, and true to the prophecy, everyone's face turned red. Then came the third day, when they turned jet black. Now there was nowhere to go. All disappointed, they stood waiting to see which way the punishment would come. In this state of theirs, a severe earthquake struck from down below the earth. You know, actually, what is the earthquake? You know, like the earth at the bottom, they got plates. It's called tectonic plates. So when these plates move and they shake, it creates a movement on top of the ground. So that shows you that the earth comes from, the shake comes from the bottom of the ground. So um, the shake in this state of this, a severe earthquake struck from down below the earth and from above, in a horrendous shrill cry, an awesomely severe sound. So an earthquake came from the bottom, and from on top came a shriek, right? A loud sound. This cry of sound caused everyone to die instantly and simultaneously fallen upside down like some dead bird landing on the ground on his breast. As for the coming of the earthquake, in the time mentioned in verse 78, Allah speaks about, which appears in this, فَأَخَذَتْهُمُ الرَّجْفَةُ فَأَصْبَحُوا فِي دَارِهِمْ جَاثِمِينَ. Right, the next verse says, then this earthquake took them and it made them into bits and pieces, right? Okay, so that brings us now to the end of the English explanation. Now, inshallah, tomorrow we will do the Arabic. And I think we'll stop at this verse, inshallah. This will be the end of it, inshallah. But tomorrow we'll stop there, inshallah. Not tomorrow, but maybe it'll take us 2 days. Today's Thursday, Friday. By Saturday, we can finish the Arabic. And then we'll stop there for the day, inshallah. If Allah Ta'ala gives time, health, wealth, life in the new year, inshallah, we will continue from there, inshallah. Subhanallah, bihamdihi, subhanakallah.